I'm going to show you how we took this Facebook page from essentially making no revenue or almost no revenue to now consistently making over $200, as high as $1,000 per day in this video. I'm going to lay it all down for you, give you the strategies, show you exactly what we did. And essentially this comes down to understanding what is actually working on Facebook right now. So this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. So if you are a Facebook creator, you're looking to scale your revenue and understanding what's actually working, this is probably the video for you. If you're not a Facebook content creator and if you're not monetized on Facebook, this might not be for you. So as you can see right here, in May, this page was essentially making about $15 to $20 per day. And it had a couple peaks of $200, but it was nothing consistent. They weren't able to essentially take this page. And by the way, this is a client Facebook page, and I'm going to show you exactly what is the process that we use for clients that comes to us for help whenever they want to scale their revenue on Facebook. And we give them the exact path, what they need to be doing based on how often they post, how much content they have available, and whether or not their Facebook page has potential. So that's exactly what we did. We took everything into consideration and we actually started creating a plan on what we needed to do. So as you can see here, in the month of June, it was basically making almost no money, and they were posting but not really consistent, and they didn't really know what to post in order to hit viral numbers and in order to consistently make over $200 per day. So as soon as we took over the page, you can see here that in basically the 1st of July, we hit our first $400 day. Then July 2nd, we hit about $1,000 in a day. And then we consistently started hitting 300, 600, 500, then another $1,000 days here, another $900 day. And then if we actually move to yesterday, as of filming this video, essentially we had about $291 a day, but it's actually a little bit higher than that as of making this video. Yesterday, the page hit about 700 and something. It's just not reflected in the insights yet. But this page will easily hit about $20,000 this month. And essentially, this all comes down from the two strategies I'm going to show you in this video. So the first strategy is actually very simple. What we did is we started looking into the past performance of this Facebook page. And that typically means that we look into what are the best performing posts that this page had in the past, essentially the past 2 years. This is an older page, and this page has about 700,000 followers right now. So this page, even though it has a significant amount of followers, it wasn't making a lot of money. It was mostly making anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 per month max. It never hit numbers of $1,000 per day, and the creator behind this page had no idea exactly how to take it to the big numbers. That's where we come in. So the first strategy that we implemented is reposts. As you know, I've talked about reposting before, and it's not about just reposting anything. You have to know exactly what to repost on your page. And that essentially what we did is, before we started reposting, we went back to the page, we connected the page to our software called Repost HQ, and we actually built a list of the best performing content from that page and built what we call the winners list. Inside of this winners list, we started looking at what were the highest RPM type of content, and essentially what were the type of formats that were working best, whether it was text, stories, photos, carousels, reels, short versus long, all of that stuff. We started building that winners list, and that will provide us with information about what exactly could make money for this page. Once we identify what were the highest performing formats, we doubled down on those formats, because it doesn't make any sense to start posting text posts if you're only getting paid 5 cents for each text post. But if you're making 35 cents or even 85 cents for a reel or a photo, it makes more sense to put most of the volume of content within those two formats. Hey guys, quick announcement here. If you want to get access to Repost HQ, I'm doing a very limited beta access where you can sign up for Repost HQ for free for 14 days. You can connect multiple Facebook pages, and once you connect those Facebook pages, you'll be able to track your best performing content, find your winners, repost with a single click, schedule content ahead of time. All of the things that we can do inside of Repost HQ, you can do it for free. You can sign up, try it out for 14 days. I'm looking for more feedback and more Facebook creators who are already monetized and want to be able to scale even more, make more money from their content, and they want to use a tool like Repost HQ to do that. So if you want to try it out for 14 days, this is very limited. By the time you watch this video in a couple of weeks, we might not have it available in the description below. So you might want to try it out now. Click the link in the description. If you don't see the link, that means that it's no longer available. So click the link and I'll see you inside. So here's what our Repost HQ looked like for this page. And as you can see, before that, we just tested one repost to see how it would perform. And then we went hard, basically building and reposting the best performing content from this page based on our winners. As you can see, we have a section inside of our Repost HQ app for winners, and we built a list of about 100 winners inside. And as you can see here, we started posting about 5 per day to see how that would behave. And if you can see here, day number 1, 5, day number 2, 5. And if we go back to the Facebook page, you can see here that is actually very close to how the page actually performed in terms of revenue. July 1st, $486, and then we hit $1,000 July 2nd. But if we go back to Repost HQ, you can see that we were posting about 5 reposts per day those first 3 days, and essentially Saturday as well, and then went down to 2, 5, 4. So on average, anywhere from 3 to 5 reposts per day. And again, these were just not any regular reposts, taking posts from Facebook and just re-uploading on Facebook. No, these were actually winners from the page that we took and essentially noticed that they had a high RPM, high number of shares, or they had a lot of views. And then we take those, we build our list, and as the months go by, we continue to feed that list and build our winners list even more. This basically allows us to reuse those winners again and again, and at the same time, we can essentially scale our posting frequency, because the more winners we have, the more that we can repost. But obviously, you don't want to just post winners. We want to make sure that we also include fresh new content, because you're not going to be able to hit numbers of $1,000 per day just from reposting winners. You need to have new content there, and you need to make sure that you're not just recycling the same stuff over and over again. So Repost HQ and the strategies that we use for reposting content is essentially a supplement or pouring gas on fire in order to fuel that growth and to essentially take that page to hitting bigger numbers based on high performing content. And before you ask, yes, reposting content on Facebook is not only 100% allowed to do, but it's actually encouraged by Facebook. A lot of people say that if you repost a lot, you can get your reach diminished, or maybe Facebook is not going to promote a lot of your content. This is proof that if you are reposting the right way with the right type of content, you can essentially hit a lot of the high revenue numbers and hit a lot of views, mainly because you're doing it properly. You're not just recycling the same stuff. You're not just reposting every 7 days the same things. You have to make sure you have the right things in place in order to make this happen. You can see here that we have about 99 total winners for this page, and it says 0 due for repost. That means that we essentially have scheduled all of our best winners, the best performing content in the past 30 days. So now our focus is how do we create more winners based on the previous high performing winners. This is the best strategies that you can use in order to scale your page, because you can see we have 11 scheduled winners in the next 7 days. But this, our tool, Repost HQ, not only tracks when was the last time that we reposted that, as you can see on the dates here, when it was basically published versus when it was last reposted. And then it also keeps track of since when you actually reposted that winner and how many views it got, the number of times that were reposted, and it actually keeps track of the repost history as well for that specific post. So let's say that you post something today and then you decide to repost it again in 30 days, Repost HQ will actually keep track of the number of days since that last repost, and it would also keep track of the performance of that individual repost. So you will know what to expect the next time that you make a repost of your winners. You will know exactly what to expect and how many views you could get based on the performance of those winners. So our game plan by using winners is not only just reposting, but also recreating a lot of the high performing posts based on these winners. So the more winners you have, let's say you have Facebook pages with 200, 300, 500 winners, that gives you a lot of possibilities for you to repost more and at the same time recreate a lot of that content again in a high performing format and diversify those high performing formats. So not only do we need to identify the winners first in order to move to that next phase, which is how do we repurpose or recreate those winners to essentially diversify the formats and make more money. So we knew from the beginning that just by reposting the same high performing winners, it's not consistent. It's not actually something that we can keep doing on a monthly basis. So we just need to figure out how can we create more of that content into different formats. That's exactly what we did. As you can see right here, in those days, most of the revenue came from actually other two formats, which is photos and reels. That's because a lot of the content that this page had as winners were actually videos, and then we turned a lot of those videos into actual photos and a lot of those photos into photo carousels. So we diversify the formats, increase the posting frequency based on high performing content. So if we identify a piece of content, let's say content A was a video that's about a minute and that video had 500,000 views, we took that video and turned those into a photo carousel post. And by turning that into a photo carousel post with context used from the video, we now have a second piece of content that has the same potential of going viral as that first 500,000 view video. So by doing this, you diversify the types of formats, you increase your posting frequency, and you increase your chances of going viral and making more money from the exact same content that you already created. Now, this is only phase number one, of course, because with phase number one, you simply want to identify the winners. You want to be able to recreate those winners into new potential formats that can continue to make you money, but you then also want to expand into other monetizable formats and things like stories, text, and perhaps you can even do other types of monetization tools that Facebook offers, like subscriptions and other stuff. But you definitely need to have a clear game plan for your content. And that's why whenever I see content creators and YouTubers who say that Facebook is just not working for them, it is mainly because they don't know these things. They don't know that every single format requires a specific type of experiment and it requires a different treatment depending on whether or not you have content that can perform on Facebook. But now I want to show you the last phase of this plan. In order to bring a page from making just $10, $15 per day to consistently hitting over $250, even $1,000 in a single day, and exactly the path that we follow. And the last part of this plan is what we call the viral formula. Now, in order for me to show you the viral formula, I have to show you the number of views that we got basically in the last 21 days, because this is essentially what the viral formula is all about. It's essentially taking, once you identify those winners, you know how to recreate and repurpose the content from those winners, while at the same time you're reposting the content, you also want to apply the viral formula in order to give Facebook a little bit of a push to not only increase your RPM, your revenue per 1,000 impressions on some of the formats that you're creating, but you also want to signal to the algorithm, hey, I'm here, here's the content, I'm no longer a dead page, start promoting and pushing my content to the right audiences. And that's what the viral formula does. So if you don't know what the viral formula is, I have a full video explaining exactly how this works. So I'm gonna put that video at the end of this video so you can go and watch it to learn more about how it works. But what I'll do is I'll give you a quick explanation about what the viral formula is and how we actually implemented the viral formula with this specific page. So you can see previously the page wasn't generating a lot of views, but as we started posting and reposting and recreating the best performing content, you can see that some of these views that we're getting were actually being pushed by some of the views from ads. And that's because the viral formula It's about taking essentially the best performing content and promoting that with ads. Now, it's not about just hitting the boost option that you see below every single post. Most people think that that's going to give you magically hundreds of thousands of views or even millions of views. That's not what it does. Essentially, you'll be burning your money if you do that. You want to make sure you do it properly. And by doing it properly means that you have to tell Facebook the type of audience that you're looking for, and you have to pick the right type of formats and the right type of content in order to promote it to those audiences. So that's why you should only be applying this with your best performing content, whether it's a repost or a new piece of content that's been repurposed from a winner's repost. So the viral formula is essentially taking a really high performing post and promoting that to the right audiences on Facebook with a very small budget. We're not talking about spending $100 per day, none of that stuff. We're talking about maybe spending $5, $10, $15 per day for a couple of days with a proven format that you know it's gonna get a lot of shares, it's gonna get a lot of comments and a lot of reactions. And as soon as the Facebook algorithm identifies that that is happening for that post, it will definitely blow up that post even more. And that's exactly what happened right here with these two high peaks. As you can see, 4 million views, and then we have another one down here with almost 5 million views, 4.4 organically, and about 31,000 from ads and 39,000 on this one. And that's mainly because we weren't spending a lot of money. Like I said, just boosting 2 of the high performing winners that we had from the Facebook page. That basically propelled those posts to organically being pushed a couple of days later and essentially, experience that high peak and made us a ton of money. So to summarize, the plan is broken into 3 different phases. Phase number 1, identify those high performing winners. Phase number 2 would be to essentially repost or recreate those winners across different formats. And phase number 3, apply the viral formula to push and promote those high performing winners in order to get the algorithms to start promoting the content again. And that's how you're able to scale Facebook pages where they are not making a lot of money to essentially make more money. So if you're only making $5 per day and you follow this plan, it might make you $15, $20, $30 more. And if you're making already $100 per day, it could make you an extra $200, $300 per day. It just depends. Like I said, depends on the type of content you make, the size of your existing audience, and whether you have proven content that has gone viral before or has shown potential to go viral. If you don't have those things, even if you apply these 3 phases, it's simply not going to work for you. And if you want to find out more about how the Facebook viral formula works and how you can apply it to your own Facebook page, make sure that you click on this video right here. It'll take you there and explain exactly what we do and how we do it. And hopefully this video gave you an insight into what you can do to scale your Facebook page. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.